Hi everyone, this is your debrief for the self-awareness activity posted for July 21st. Now just to remind you, the cards were pleasure as contemplation, and the general idea of that one was, have you noticed that when you work from a place of pleasure that really truly is from a heartfelt pleasure, that you have a tendency to be more kind and more loving and more generous and all those great things. The energy you were being asked to embrace then was kindness. It carries a quality of gentleness, empathy, gracious consideration, and humaneness. May be expressed in an attitude of sympathy, amiability, benevolence, or tenderness. Each time you have the choice to be right or kind, choose kind. And then in the other one, the last one, the awareness exercise, it was say what you feel, and that was it wasn't say what you feel. It was I really like. And that one was when you notice yourself wanting to experience something of someone, as in the case, my cat previously, wanting him to speak more to me, wanting to connect more. Instead of telling them you want more of what it is that you're not getting, which implies lack, instead just tell them how much you appreciate whatever the quality is that you're looking for more of, because there's almost always some aspect of it available. And even if you don't, as in my cat, you don't have to really say, the one time you actually really showed expression on your face and meowed at me, I really liked it. You can just say, I really love it when you talk. I think it's so whatever, and I just really wanted you to know that I enjoy that. So what I found interesting this week, tell me, I'm curious about how it played out for you, but what I noticed was this week I actually had the opportunity to decide whether or not I was going to be kind or I was going to be right. And in the attitude of right, this is what I want you to consider here. Right or kind, it doesn't have to be an argument or a debate about right or kind. It can be self-righteous or kind. It can be deciding to criticize somebody or question somebody in a way that is not kind. Okay, so I looked at that and I thought this week was really interesting because a dear friend of mine ended up accidentally doing something that impacted a situation for me. And I can look at it and say there was a certain element of carelessness to that. And I can call it carelessness, or I can say, you know what, they made a mistake. And my gosh, we all do. And what really struck me in that moment was how easy it was for me to be kind about it, just when I anticipated how what I might say could impact this person's feelings, because they already felt bad. Do I need to say, well, you could have checked a little bit, or you could have, or what's going, none of that. And what it actually brought me right back to was the way I was spoken to often as a child, and how my first response would have been, had I not thought about it, had I not taken a moment to imagine how she would have felt, I would have responded the way my father would have responded to me, which was basically, well, any statement that would have implied, or even directly, you should have known better. Well, yeah, but don't we all make mistakes? Are we all supposed to always know better? Can we just choose to be kind in a moment, understanding that stuff happens? Stuff just happens. And I didn't have to tell her the things that I like about her. I reminded myself of all the wonderful things about her. Whenever I started to go to that place, it was which this happened quickly. It didn't happen over a period of many, many hours, but it was just like, you know what, and this and this and this, and how many times has she been forethoughtful about things and looked out for stuff and taken care of? It's like, yeah, this is not a statement about anything other than a momentary event that happened in time because of whatever reason. Just a mistake, just an oversight, period. No need to say more, except don't feel bad about it. It's okay. And that also being in a state of pleasure about my life made it easier to do that. But also, it put me into a greater state of pleasure because being kind, being genuinely kind, feels good. Please understand the difference. I wasn't just pretending to let it be okay. I did whatever I needed to do in my head in that moment to let go of what would have been an old pattern response that I modeled after my father into what I genuinely felt about this person in this situation. So I think this was, for me, it was a really fantastic week. I'd be really curious about what it was for you. Okay? Thank you, my friends. Take care.